Alright, so I'm walking by the sculpture park area. It's like a second over the train bridge. And once I walk down the ramp, I'll end up on the waterfront. There's a path. It's like the rest of the park. It's a really nice view. Not many people out. I kind of wanted there to be more, just so I get more used to being around people. It's alright though. At the very least, I'll have another video. And just anything on my mind right now? Well, yes and no. Thinking about just different projects in my head, like usual. Oh, and the monopod thing that's holding the camera. The nut fell off, so I had to bind it down with some zip ties. It's an impromptu work through. I think how I did is I over-engineered it. All I need is bolt down the head of it to the monopod, the base, and then just tape down the microphone to the top part. That way I don't have to worry about it falling off. I think sometimes the simplest solutions work the best. I can't bend the microphone around, but at the very least I don't need to worry about it falling off because the nut will work itself loose by just sheer mechanics of it moving around. But it's really nice early in the morning. I'm surprised not more people out. Then again, it's Monday, so I'm guessing a lot of people are at work or they're heading to work, which I understand. It's a grind. Life is a grind, and that's just how things are. Oh yeah, there's a train track next to here. The train stopped before it was moving, so I guess they're probably just maybe changing the conductor or something of this sort. I don't know. Bunch of large rock formation on the right side. Different sculptures and monument things to keep this place interesting. In front of me, I'm heading towards the grain refinery, but that's a long ways out, or at least my slow walking. Yeah, things have changed in the city. They have changed. Logging, doing this kind of thing, lots of things have changed. Doing this is not as normal. I mean, it's not normal, but it's getting more normal. My pants are falling down. I have to stop for a minute. Just find a place to sit down first. Awkward, very awkward. Okay, that's much better. I'm gonna keep on the main path, that way I can not step on anything that I don't want to step on, like dog poo. So when I check the time, 4 minutes, so I still have a lot of time to move around. I'll probably make it halfway or maybe to the grain refinery. Or, it's not a refinery, it's a silo. I don't think they process any grain over there. Fall, so it's starting to cool down. Oh yeah, I guess I'm pretty good at just rambling on and on. If that's a skill or whatnot, I don't know, but sure, it's good to not have dead air. This is radio, but I think the same premise goes. Just walk around silently is boring for people because they don't know what's going on. You fast forward, it's just awkward, like just walking. That'd be really weird. Wouldn't make much sense at all. Centennial Park. No chemicals or fertilizer or compost disposed of instead in landfills. Oh, it's maintained organically. That's something reassuring, I suppose. Sounds like a different train latched on. Bunch of rental bikes. That's pretty cool. I've seen a lot of these bikes around the city. I guess people like to rent bikes. It's something that it's convenient. I may like down the line just get a membership because they're so around the place that why not? It's there. And who knows, it might save my tail if I need to get somewhere quickly. Although I doubt I'd be carrying a helmet around me, so I'd probably be riding without a helmet, and I don't even know what the rules on that is anymore in the city. The city's not bad, but there's just lots of rules and permits for things. I guess that's how they keep the people safe. Oh, give me 1 second, I gotta check the mic. Looks alright, so I just keep going. About 2/3 the way there, there's a bike path on the other side. I'm on the walking path, so I can just slowly move, and the stabilization on the camera is really good. I haven't used the remote yet, which I thought I'd have to use it. It was an older camera that I got. It's the same like Sony setup. It's just, it was a cheaper action camera, but the remote seemed to work, so it's all right with that. Ended up saving some money just because I could recycle it. Move out of the way. There was like, I think 2 days ago, there was a bunch of holiday cruise ships. They seem to have left, so I guess they probably got their quota and they're good to head out for whichever fancy faraway destination they're going to. I said I think before that I want to go on it, and I still do. I think that's be really interesting to go on it. Just not even for just for experience. I see life as experiences. I've been pretty like lackluster about doing things. Part of me, it's like a homebody, not a very good habit, but I'm trying to break it. I hope to break it. Oh, excuse me. The good thing about this microphone is it picks up things pretty well, and it blocks out the wind. I was surprised because it was so cheap that it would work so well. But I guess when it comes to manufacturing, there's a certain standard level that most companies have anyway, so it's not too much of a surprise. I actually want to come here yesterday when it was more busy in the afternoon time, but I got caught up, and then I planned to do something else. It was like Gasworks. That was the one I was going to upload. I totally don't know the order of the way I'm uploading stuff. I'm just trying to parse it out to maybe one a day or something to keep the account active. I don't know how well that'll work out, but I gotta try. And heading to Magnolia. I'm sure some other time I'll come down the bridge in Magnolia. It's really beautiful once you leave the park. I think it's a Discovery Park, the lighthouse one. I sometimes get that confused with Volunteer Park. I think that's the Capitol Hill one. The names are names. All I know is the park. There's a huge drop off. That's for some other time to look into that. The season is changing, so the weather's getting cooler, so I can go to a lot more places without feeling discomfortable. I'm not very one to enjoy the heat. It's just, I told I was born in the summer, but I much prefer the cooler weather because, maybe I said before, I'm sure I have, that just, it's way easier to cool down than this. I mean, to heat up than it is to cool down, because cooling down requires a lot of way to get rid of the energy in your body, the heat energy that is. And but that's not the problem today, because it's nice and cool, and I like that. No problem with that. A lot of barges and dredging, like cranes lately. There must be a lot of activity going on in this city. I don't know what that's about. Gosh, it is very quiet here. Another thing, I can't tell. Must be very blinding. I think on the other side it'll be really good. Elliott Bay Park. On the other side it said Rose Garden, which it is a rose garden. It's a little smaller than the other one that It's by the zoo. I'll have to get to that later. I recorded a little bit there, but I don't think I spent enough time there, so I'm totally redoing that to give it justice. Although I don't particularly know how I'd be able to fill up a whole amount of allotted time with just talk about the roses, because you see a few of them. I'm sure there's different colors and there's different species, but they're kind of the same. There's plants. They're more, I think, enjoyable if you take pictures of them, because then you can show the fine detail, whereas like video, even especially like video that I'm trying to do, is just kind of focused on myself, which is kind of shallow, I suppose, but it's a thing for what I'm going to be doing, because I'm not selling a personality, because it's what I am, but I'm trying to get traction, to have people interested in me. I'm not a very fancy person. I probably don't have very many fancy skills, but I want to be entertaining, do something to leave a mark. Very cliche, but a lot of stuff so far while recording is sort of cliche, but I do want to do something. I suppose I don't have a family yet, so I don't really have much to say that I can claim to myself. I'll get into that more later, I'm sure, when I do sort of like high next level vlogs. Right now it's just still talking and walking around, getting used to just being weird to myself. Let me see the time. 11 minutes. 2 minutes to the refiner, to the silo gate, and maybe 14 minutes to some small fishing encampment. I'll probably just stop at the fishing area. That'll get to about 16. It's a decent amount. The other day, I think 20 videos, from 15 to 20 seems to be our right range. I could go 10, but I kind of want to fit more into it. It takes long to render, but heck, at one point I just did like 1,100 videos of just 5-second clips around the city. But that was back in 2014. That was a long time ago. So for a longest time, I didn't do anything at all. Kind of wasteful, I guess, but can't go back in time. Things that have happened. So just gotta go from there. I'm sure that it's not too late, or I hope it's not too late. I mean, what is too late mean? Because we never know how long we're on this planet. Some people, they only are for a couple of years, or some people, they expire earlier than my age, and I guess they never really had a chance to start up a family, so it's kind of hard to say. One of the things are too late, or just on track, I guess. Yeah, it's like what? It's like falls under the same camp as what's the right thing to do. It's another thing that's very existential and very emotional, which emotions are good, but I think they can be like overwhelming and too much at times. They lock up people in the wrong places because, again, their head. It's a good phrase to say someone's stuck in their head, because it very well, I think, encapsulates the problem like some people have. Which, I'm not totally like fault proof of that either. I go through that as a human. I think everyone goes through that to some degree. Some people can distract themselves with different things going on in their life, but to some degree I think everyone feels it. It's just normal. Lots of things in this world are normal. I'm told I talk loud, which I don't even know if I do talk loud, but if I do talk loud, that's a good thing, because I mean, I want to have this microphone really clear, but I have no idea how loud I'm speaking. So yeah, definitely gonna keep talking and losing my breath. Must mean I'm eating the wrong stuff or not exercising enough. Just doing this vlog stuff, walking around, will get me in better shape, I suppose. Way better just being a potato or recording on a potato. Yeah, the resolution's gotta be somewhat good. I'm sure there's distortion, so my head probably does look like a potato. Speaking of potatoes, gotta get the starch into eating fruit lately. But dietary things are not very interesting to talk about. Oh yeah, right now at the grain silo. Yeah, they store it. It must come off the train. Then it's warehoused here to go on to boats. So I guess a good way to keep everything managed, being as there's a balance to how they move the material, the resource. Weird. There's no boat there. Usually there's a refinery ship. I think it's a Matson or something. I guess not today. Then again, I don't come here all the time, so I'm sure maybe the regulars notes is not here all the time either. So hey, how about that? Detour ahead. That's 16 minutes, so I'm probably gonna stop this pretty soon. I mean, you can record longer, but this is the rendering out of it at 16 to 20. That's kind of the right time to cut it off, because I mean, it still has to be processed. You can't just like leave it and not upload it, I guess. Yeah. Oh yeah, and recording, people are gonna look at you or me or whatnot. But anyway, even if I wasn't recording, people would still look. It's just like, there's a point where you need to not worry about what you're doing, because other people are gonna look at you and they're gonna wonder what you're doing. Oh, I gotta do that other bridge. I don't have time. Okay, I'll do that on a different one. The second train bridge is really cool. It's like a helix. Gotta do that some other time. Okay. Yeah, it's people probably wonder, and it's like there's a good reason to wonder, but there's also like a good reason for me not to like care, because I can't explain to everyone what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, because it's all perspective from what they see. They're doing something totally different, and that's cool, because I mean, we can't all do the same thing. That just wouldn't make sense. Oh, Cheryl's closed. I see, that's why everyone's returning back. I wonder if the dock's closed too. Make a total video about that too. Hey, I don't fish, but if I was to fish, I would totally go to this dock. This dock is close by. I don't know, I haven't been looking at the camera. Got to work on that. That's a bad habit of mine too. So I'll just get around to doing that. I want to check to see if the dock is open. That'd be pretty good to check out. For now, let me just shut this off.